Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understanding.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. And yeah, so I'm doing something a little different. This right here are all the contents that were in my car. Absolutely insane. There's like 5 or 6 bags here. I'm totally embarrassed, but hey, I have 3 kids, a teenager who never takes anything out of the car, and 2 toddlers who acts like the car is their personal purse, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But here I am going through everything, sorting everything, and getting everything put away. Actually, I was pretty proud because the car was spick and span after cleaning it out. It didn't last long, but still an accomplishment. After this, I'm going to go right into organizing my pantry. I'm just giving a heads up because I'm doing things a little differently today. I am going to do a story time while I clean, just so you guys can kind of get a little bit more of my personality. Do not forget to subscribe. Please turn on those post notifications so that you get alerts when I do post new content. All right, so story time, guys. Okay, so if you've been following me, you kind of know a little bit about my history and my background. So my youngest daughter, her dad passed away a month after she was born, and I haven't dated anyone since. Okay, completely understandable. She's turning 2 in June, and I think I'm kind of ready to get back in the dating field. So yeah, so here it goes. All right, so I was seeing all of those commercials with the, little Hinge logo, like, oh, the dating app that's meant to be deleted. Like, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to get on a dating app, because I never have, I'm 35, never been on a dating app, but if I'm going to get on a dating app, this is the one I want. Like, yeah, I want one that's like, I'm not trying to hook up. I'm trying to find, a man, some longevity, something serious. So, needless to say, I download the app. I get on the app. I fill out my profile. Everything is, hunky-dory. I'm getting all these, so how it kind of works is you upload your profile, and then people can come and, like your pictures, or they can like statements you said, right? So they'll ask you kind of cool questions. Like my one was like, what's your favorite saying? And I'm like, oh, my favorite saying is the grass is greener where you water it, because that is my favorite saying. I 100% believe that. It's not always greener on the other side. It's greener where you put in the effort. But so I really like that because it taps into things like that. So it's like, okay, cool. So somebody can kind of where your mind is versus your pictures, which granted, I put my best pictures forward. You know what I mean? My ones where I'm like, oh yeah, I look good in that. So I'm on the app. I'm interacting with a few people. The people that they're that are liking my posts that I can basically accept, quote unquote, their and interact with them are really just not typically my type. They're not what I would normally go for. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to step out of the box and, go for something I'm not usually into. And so I'm just engaging with people. I'm like, oh, wow, he said something funny back to what I said. So for example, one of my other things, I forget what the question was. It was kind of describe you or something like that. And my description was, I would consider myself the roller coaster you were always too scared to ride. And then when you got on, you had the time of your life, right? Because that is kind of how I describe myself. I've been told, let me clarify, I've been told I'm super intimidating. I'd be confused because I'm not an intimidating person. I'm petite. I'm usually pleasant, but like I definitely have been told that I'm super intimidating. So the most like the best response I've gotten from people, I don't know if I'm wording that right, is like, oh wow, you're cooler than I thought you'd be. Like, I thought you'd be a bleep. And I'm like, oh wait, what, me? No, I'm like super cool. So that was my description. And I thought that was a good description. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? If you think that was like weird, I don't know, drop it in the comments. But so that's one of my descriptions. So like people are like saying things back like, oh yeah, I'd like a ticket to that bride. Like, or oh yeah, da da da. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of like a clever thing to say. Sure, I'll give you a comment back and we can converse, da da da. So anywho, I'm on it for maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. I'm really not getting any type of connections that are like substantial. And I'm like, this is too much. Like you're having to like have all of these conversations with these different people. And it's really a lot. Like I was really over it. Like, okay, I think I'm going to delete it. This was just absolutely too much. I really don't have time to like try to keep up with these numerous people, like trying to get to know them. I gave it a try. Okay, this wasn't for me. So, like randomly, I see this guy that like I worked with back when I was younger, that like we were really close, like in the sense of like we worked in like a, you know, like those phone kiosks, like, so we're like in close proximities, like all the time. We would like get lunch together. Like, I mean, we were cool. Like we were like cool in that sense. And so I see him on the app and I'm like, he liked my thing. Interesting. So like I sent him a little message back like, ha ha ha, funny seeing you here. And he's like, yeah, funny seeing you here too. Like, what are you doing on this app? I'm like, oh, you know, out here, you know, seeing what's out there, you know, just some real like basic test the waters combo type stuff. So needless to say, the conversation on the app ends like, oh, well, maybe we can hang out sometime. You know, I'll take you to grab some food. Da, da, da. Here's my number. And I'm like, well, I mean, sure. Let's see. So I end up texting him and we link up. We go like play darts, which was actually really fun because I've never done that. It was like, you know, just a cool little vibe. And we've kind of been hanging ever since. So basically, the moral of the story time is like, I think maybe Hinge be like knowing what it's doing. I don't know. But that's definitely like the conclusion I came to. Like, okay, maybe Hinge is like onto something. They definitely did their 1-2. We've been rocking. I've been liking his vibes. He's saying, well, let's clarify. I feel like people always say what you want them to say when you like first meet them. But I really like, even when like the I don't know how I want to call it, like off chance, like where you like say something that's like, let me see what this person about to say. Like he even hits those. So I'm like, wow. I'm liking where this is going. Who knew? Like, I always knew you. But that is my story time. That I gave Hinge a chance as a single mother because, woo, we know how that goes. But I really liked Hinge because it gave you the option to really describe yourself. Like it like has like even a thing like in like your, I want to say a bio, but it's not really a bio. It's a bio because it tells you about yourself, but it's not like listed as a bio like on other sites, which granted I have not been on other dating sites. I'm just saying in the sense of like on social media. So it like, you can like scroll over and it's like open to kids, has kids, da da da. But it lists all of those things in your, like when someone comes to like see you. So it's like they know what they're getting themselves into when they even like your picture, or they, you know, like your post of, you know, something they ask, like your question. So I really do like that about Hinge. Needless to say, I say it's a win. So I am going to totally end the stories time and say, make sure you subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Bye.